So I have to re-record this. Okay, so this is a little bit of yapping. To get this out of the way, uh, I will timestamp this so people can look the aspects, fragments, and loadout. Um, and then when the gameplay starts. That being said, you will hear cutting around, and that'll be my voice. Um, so let's get to it. First off, I want to say thank God that the rapists and murderers that are the Houthi um, are getting their ass put on a silver platter by Donald Trump, uh, which about fucking time. Um, and then I also wanted to talk mainly this is about whitewashing, and I'm not going to get too much into it. It's going to be touching on stuff. So let's start. Um, as many people may know if they follow the news in the United States and just anybody outside, U.S. aid got shut down. And U.S. aid was responsible for funding terrorist organizations and funding basically brainwashing. Um, Using media that kids and young adults watch, like anime, cartoons, movies, and just stuff like entertainment, stuff you use to relax, um, and Twitch was getting that as well, right? So it's like an example of Twitch getting that is I've been thinking about the VTubers and stuff, people that are getting taken off, and that was USAID. Right, because if Twitch is getting a lot of money from USAID to give to people that are pushing a certain political ideology, and then silencing people who have the opposite opinion, and the way they do that is by cutting their funding, right? So they have, someone may say something like, pushing, despite how you feel about the flu vaccine, some people don't believe in getting it. That's their choice. And there are people who didn't think you should not have to take it, and they got marginalized. They got silenced. And then you have people who pushed it, and they got a lot more. They got a lot more advertisers that came their way. There's a lot of selling out that doesn't just happen in Hollywood. But now that USAID is gone, you have a lot of people that are just, in general, just flat out getting removed. And I think that that's a lot of the VTuber stuff that's going on, is that these are people that the ethos are angry. And for a long time, they were the ones bringing money into Twitch. And it's like if your personality is how big your breasts are, or how big your muscles are, it's like, that's going to go away. But if you have a VTuber model, that doesn't have to. So now their excuse is like, well, USAID is gone, they don't have the money, that you can just fire those people. And that's essentially what happened. If you have a contract with a corporation or a company, even if it's supposed to be a free speech platform, which Twitch is, because not everybody is under contract with them to stream, you are taking away people's ability to have free speech. And USAID was part of that, lying to advertisers, lying to people about how many viewers there were, lying to streamers who may have knowingly or unknowingly pushed a certain agenda. They just weren't just knowledgeable about it, or they have to agree with a certain aspect of it. And then just botting the rest. It's like everybody got taken for a ride, including Amazon. And you have game companies that are shutting down because you were never profitable. Your sole reason for existing was brainwashing kids and adults and their children. It's like people want to sit down. They want to play Doom. They want to play old Halo, and that's the thing I was going to get into. It's like the Halo show, and old Halo games. You have characters that are canonically their race, right? And what I mean by that is, Commander Keyes is white, and you have the really badass black soldier that you can see videos of it. Johnson, Commander Johnson, like that dude started out training you to get the armor and I think the Halo and Halo 2 game, and then it's like you get to see his whole story arc, and that's what people care about. They don't care about, you know, if the person's black or they're Arab. It's about the story, right? They could have switched the races of those characters in the games and still had it been a good game, right? These people seem to think that a white person is someone who's like either really uptight, like, you know, like white bread suburbia, and they also think like black people are like boombox group in the hood, you know, talk weird, and they think that's what it is. And if you make a movie based off that, you can't race swap the characters, unless it's a movie that is based on an event, recent event, like recent history, or if it's a story about soldiers fighting in World War II, or it's about following around a black regiment of soldiers, or just like anything, you know, or like just a movie about samurai, right? You know, if it's based on a historical event, you cannot change the race of the people that were in those predetermined races already. It's like that's something that happened. You can't go through and retcon history and expect for people not to be angry about it. But if you have a movie or a game that's like inspired by historical events, you could have the race be whatever. You could have them all be blue. You know, sort of like Avatar. You know, they were sure, maybe it was a little bit ham-fisted. You got that environmentalist stuff that they were definitely pushing, but it's like it was more of like the Indians. You could say it's like, but because they were aliens and then you have humans, I would say that it was a little bit less noticeable, right? If you just wanted to watch the movie to enjoy it, then you could do that. And so that's the whole thing about that, you know, about whitewashing. It's like everybody's happy to have the character not be white, but whenever the character is white, then there's a problem. Like the only other people I can think of on top of my head that get shit for being in like anything portrays them in a good light is Germans, right? Let's, you know, try portraying someone who has a German voice in a good light. You see, like everybody's happy about Wolfenstein. It's like, oh well, what if you had to help a Nazi defector? What if there was a National Socialist that wanted to leave and you helped them out? I think there were some parts in Metro, the old Metro games were like that. And that's an example of doing that kind of thing right, where you had different races and ideologies, but no one person was good. And that whole story. It's like, you know, we're all equally shitty people, no matter what flesh suit you're wearing, right? We all have to die at some point. You know, the great equalizer is the dirt that's buried over us. You could gild your headstone in gold, but you'd still not get to enjoy it. Anyway, but that's just what I wanted to say, and yapping. I will try my best to timestamp this. God help me on the shorts, YouTube shorts. I have been getting more traffic on Twitter. So if people want to check more content out, I do have more stuff on there, and it's not just videos. I do like posts